I wanted to come in here and do a little bit more of an intro. I know, gosh, it feels so good not to have a time limit on these videos. I think it is so important that we are not cut off from the messages that Spirit has, as well as the messages that our Spirit has for us. And a friend and I were talking the other day about how therapy sessions, conventional therapy sessions, are limited usually to an hour, and it's just so unfortunate. Because when the body's ready to speak, it's ready to speak, and when the spirit is ready to speak, there is no cutting it off. And so I think it's so important that I had this channel to be able to say all that needed to be said and to move that energy. And we can't move that energy out that is stuck, that has even been there for, you know, generations and generations and generations. You can't do that in 30 to 90 seconds. So I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for the time that we have to connect on our own timeline and our deep reserves. So I wanted to come back in here and kind of give a little bit of a background and a history. First, I'm going to preface this by saying, if you have followed me for a while now, you know that I do a lot of car conversations and I travel, so I get a quiet car, I get a quiet mind, I get a quiet contemplative meditation going, and that's when I usually make videos. So it's like I said before, I'm not fancy by any means. So if you dig it, then you're really gonna like this channel. I wanted to give you a little bit of a background for those who don't know of why I do what I do. I have worked with women for over 10 years exclusively, and it's been in fields of health, physical health, and emotional health, women's health and hormones, infertility, postpartum, and foot zoning. I'm a Reiki master, and so and a homeopathy teacher and coach. So I have worked with women and men with physical health, with those modalities, as well as emotional and spiritual health. And it started out very basic and focused on physical health. But as I worked with women of all different ages and all different stages of life, I kept hearing the same things over and over again, no matter if it was a girl in her 20s or a woman in her 60s. And that was, I don't know who I am. I helped raise my siblings as an older child, and then I got married and had my own kids very young, and now they're out of the house, and I don't know who I am. I don't know who my husband is. I don't remember what I used to like to do. I don't, on and on that. And then I also have heard, I feel like there's more. I feel like there's something more, more of a purpose for me in this life. I was meant for more. I have spiritual gifts that I feel like I haven't explored, or I feel crazy. I feel like I am the odd one out. Nobody understands me. I don't even understand me. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. And there's a lot of, I don't belong. And so at the end of 10 years, I had my own spiritual awakening, my own spiritual exploration, and acceptance. And it healed one part of my life that I had been searching to heal, trying to even understand for so long. And it just took an awakening. It didn't take medication. It didn't take even hypnosis. It didn't take, I had been going to an MD. I had been going to therapy. I tried a lot of different things. And at one point I even had an MD just tell me, I think you just need to take a vacation. Which, in hindsight, maybe was true, but not the vacation I think he was thinking. It was a vacation of a spiritual vacation or emotional vacation for sure. But it made me think of all the women that I had talked to and worked with in years past. And so November of last year, I rebranded my business to focus solely on spiritual work and spiritual healing. We will talk deeper about this topic in later episodes, but I want you to know and believe that women used to be held in such high esteem and high regard and reverence for their wisdom and their power and their nurturing and their abilities and their gifts as healers and as teachers and as leaders. They used to be the center of worship and of, like I said, leadership for centuries. And then a darkness laid a blanket and over our feminine. And it started changing our DNA, these beliefs. And I heard a quote of another podcast that I love, and they said, what's the quickest way to take a woman's power away? And they said, by teaching her to hate herself. And so the erasure of the feminine was born. And now I see the more that women change themselves, the more liked they are and the more famous they become. But in turn, the farther they get away from their soul. We came into this world with everything that we need. Our personalities and our tenacity and our spirits are exactly what this world needed at that time. But within 5 minutes of arriving in this world, the conditioning starts, other people's molding, their insecurities being leaked into our subconscious, and through their teachings, we adopt those beliefs and we are put into a box, and we have traumas and we have fears and all these experiences lead us to unraveling that knotted ball the rest of our lives. And really probably the unraveling starts once we start having that spiritual awakening and we realize that isn't normal, that you do have everything inside of you already that's needed. We've just strayed so far from that it has become a dis-ease. It's incredible to me what happens after you just acknowledge that spirit and your soul and the parts of yourself that you have closed off, shut down, silenced, or have become so unaware of the sparks that ignite and start to grow within you, causing changes and manifesting and magnetizing incredible experiences, relationships, gifts. And that's the purpose, is to remember who we are, so that, and raise each other up and remind each other of the divinity within our community, within ourselves, but within, you know, our relationships among us, to raise that vibration here on earth, to become a heaven again. That's the point. My life was changed so much by just this realization. And after the realization and the acknowledgement, but owning it, to remember that divinity, and then owning that, not staying in the box, not staying in that mold, but remembering that I am here to break free and to break that mold and to do amazing things. That I pray for other women and men to remember the same things and to carry out the rest of their life in that space. If this episode rings true at all, if you feel any truth in it at all, that spark, even just the smallest spark, then I can already tell you that you have a spiritual gift that you are already remembering. I'm going to end this episode by inviting you to entertain this thought and entertain that feeling that you might have right now, that there is something more to you, that there is something worth remembering, and to explore these spiritual gifts that you have. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings right now in the comments, and keep this conversation going, opening that door. I love you so much. I can't wait to see your light. I can't wait to hear from you. I can't wait to hear how much you're enjoying this light inside you. Talk to you soon.